I hadn't uploaded in 3 days. 3 days without an upload. What's going off? What's happening? What are you doing with your life? Living it. Now, season 3. Season 3, we're finally on to the 3rd season. This is where Adventure Time really actually kicks off. Like, season 2 was where Adventure Time really kicks off into its own. It really goes from being kind of comedy, adventure, kiddie style of show into something more amazing, something more fantastic, something that really makes it go, oh my god, this show's actually doing something here. It's actually creating some really damn fucking good episodes, especially when you look at the season 2 premiere and what should have been the season 2 finale, Mortal Recoil and Mortal Folly. So why don't we get into season 3, 26 new episodes of Adventure Time. My favourite was What Was Missing, which is the 10th episode in the 3rd season. That was obviously the memorable episode with the I'm Not Your Problem song being sung by Marceline, and also features Jake, Finn, BMO and Princess Bubblegum and Marceline obviously singing a song to unlock this creature who's nicked off a whole bunch of their stuff, and it's being protected by this door who won't open up unless it's being serenaded with a beautiful song. The worst episode was Another Way. I just really didn't like that one. Out of all the ones in season 3, that was the only one that I really just didn't like, and there wasn't that many in the 3rd season that I really just did not like. But we'll go through the liked episodes. Memory of a Memory was actually really good. I really enjoyed that episode. It was pretty cool actually. That was the one where Marceline traps herself in this sleep spell. Finn and Jake have to save her, but they meet up with Marceline's ex-boyfriend, which is Ash, who also appears in the Come Along With Me series finale just to do nothing. In fact, all the villains in that episode, Meow, Sir Slicer, Ash, every villain under the sun, bar, the anti-villain Ice King. Really do it, but we're not here to talk about season 10, the series finale. Come Along With Me. Memory of a Memory is pretty damn good. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing a little bit more past. Marceline did have another relationship that isn't Princess Bubblegum. It was fairly interesting. It was just fascinating. It was a really fascinating episode. Ash himself was a villain, generic ex-boyfriend type, bit manipulative towards Marceline, bit of an arsehole type, just not much to him though. If I'm being honest, I can see why he never got much to do in the series finale. Hitman, which introduces a hitman whose main deal is that he's basically the Ice King. Basically, he hires this hitman, and he just hires a hitman just so he can give Finn and Jake a slap or a punch in the face. Instead, the hitman actually wants to kill Finn and Jake, but Ice King doesn't want them to be killed because, they're best mates. So Ice King ends up saving Finn and Jake's ass in the end from this hitman. The Monster, pretty damn good episode in which Finn and Jake go back to Lumpy Space, which is being terrorized by a monster, but then they actually learn that it's Lumpy Space Princess, who we finally realize after being kicked out from Lumpy Space, LSP is a homeless person. She's a hobo. And all throughout this episode, we end up finding out that it is her. Pretty fucking good episode, though. Pretty good LSP episode. Brings us on to episode 7, still, in which the Ice King creates this concoction which paralyzes both Finn and Jake. And it also kind of hints towards a little bit of mischievous behaviour for Gunter, sorry. Kind of nice little call, a little calling, a little bit of foreshadowing maybe towards the season 6 episode Orgalog ish. Not much, but it does hint that Gunter is not exactly the most loyal and following of the Ice King's penguins. Episode 8, which is Wizard Battle, this introduces a lot of Abracadaniel to the mix, who is basically a walking, talking penis from his design. He is literally a penis. You just have to look at him. He is a fucking penis. His head's a penis, and his pants are the bollocks. Literally. Basically, the Ice King, he enters this wizard contest. He knows that he's going to get a kiss from Bubblegum if he does. Finn enters it, and as well as Jake, but of course they're not magic users. But they decide to help out Abracadaniel, who is a faulting wizard, to stop the Ice King. And after winning the contest, the Princess Bubblegum does kiss Finn for saving her from getting kissed by the Ice King, but she also slaps the shit out of him because she wanted it to be fair. Episode 9, which was Fiona and Cake. This is the first of the Fiona and Cake episodes. Fiona and Cake would feature throughout the series. This ends up being the gender swapped characters of Finn and Jake, being Fiona and Cake, and Jake being a cat instead of a dog. Not a female dog, just a cat. Pretty good episode, really fucking good. They end up having to battle the Ice Queen, and having to save Prince Gumball, as well as the Candy Kingdom, and in fact we end up finding that Gumball is the Ice Queen in disguise, and it's got a really fucking good, beautiful song, very Aladdin vibes, being the fact that it's a romance song and they're flying above the air on, well, the male equivalent to Lady Rainicorn. But it was a really good episode. Really enjoyed it. Probably the best of the Fiona and Cake episodes. What was missing, I've already mentioned that, but that was obviously the one where the Door Lord has stolen a lot of, or rather the creature in the Door Lord has stolen a lot of stuff from them. So Finn, Jake, BMO, Bubblegum and Marceline have to come together and form a band to save their shit, basically. It's really fucking good episode. Obviously features the iconic "I'm Just Your Problem" song, and it hints towards a relationship towards Bubblegum and Marceline, which is just amazing and beautiful. Very heartfelt shit. From bad to worse, that was the one where Bubblegum's zombie formula has come back, so we're repeating the series premiere, Slumber Party Panic, in which the reinfection's been caused from Cinnamon Bun. Yes, Cinnamon Bun is the main reason why we're repeating Slumber Party Panic again. But this time it's also infected Jake, Lady Rainicorn, LSP, Princess Bubblegum herself, and then Finn has to save it in the end. And he does, and they do end up finding a cure. And it isn't the Ice King's own doing. It's a whole different one. Next episode was Jake versus Meow. That was pretty good episode, actually. Really enjoyed that. Meow is actually a fan drawn character. Like he was drawn by a fan. It was heavily advertised. Jake versus Meow, uh, being in like a kid's drawing or a fan's own creation. So Meow was actually written into the show. One of only two characters actually fan written and fan made and fan canonized into Adventure Time, which is pretty good. Meow, his whole shtick, he's an assassin. He's a bounty hunter or assassin. He's just going around wanting to kill Wildberry Princess. But he, in fact, blackmails Jake into doing it, and he, in fact, poisons him, and he also has the antidote. And in the end, Finn has to pretty much save Jake. In the end, really good episode. Introduces Meow, who again, much like Ash and every villain in the Come Along With Me finale, does fuck all once we see him. Thank You, which was episode 17. This was fucking beautiful. This episode did get me crying a little bit. I actually did cry at this episode. I don't know, just a firewolf pup and who's gotten lost and ends up finding a friendship in a snow golem. They end up having this friendship, and it's really heartfelt and really sweet. It's really beautiful. This bond between just a pup and this creature. It's amazing. It's really heartfelt and really emotional and really beautiful, and it's amazing for it being the 69th episode. Way 69 episodes in, and it ends on a really good, beautiful episode. Next episode is Ghost Princess. That was the 24th episode, and this was the nice fitting send off towards Ghost Princess, in which they try to discover how she died originally, and also getting into the ghost world. But she eventually falls in love with another ghost, Clarence. But it is revealed that Ghost Princess was killed by Clarence, but they end up forgiving each other in the end, so they just fall in love and go off to the ghost world. Bit of a shit ending, but a really fucking good episode, and I liked seeing Ghost Princess come back, because you very rarely seen her beyond season 1 episode 3. That was probably another episode in which she comes back, the nice King episode. But other than that, this is until Distant Lands. She's not featured in Adventure Time period beyond this, so nice send off for her. And the final episode I put in the liked category was Incendium. That was, of course, the season 3 finale, in which Finn, who's heartbroken of Princess Bubblegum, and Jake ends up going to the Flame Kingdom, and he tries to get the consent of the Flame King to have Finn date the Flame Princess. And it introduces Flame Princess to the cast, as well as the Flame Kingdom, and it reintroduces Flamebow. And it has some really good music in it, all gummed up inside and all warmed up inside. Is just 2 really damn good episodes. And then the episodes that I had in the decent category was the season 3 premiere, in which was Conquest of Cuteness, in which Finn and Jake meet the quote-unquote evil cute king, who ends up being these adorable army, and the two decided, you know what, let's just fake our deaths out of pity, because they're that fucking adorable, and they don't actually win. Moritur te Salamatos is the second episode. That was the one where Finn and Jake, they're trapped in an arena of gladiator ghosts, and Finn just wants to kill people, whilst Jake just wants to keep up the morale. Pretty decent episode. Too Young, in which Princess Bubblegum is young. She's in fact 13, and in the end of the episode, it's a lemon grab. It's the one lemon grab episode where I actually don't mind because he isn't too much of a hindrance in this episode. Princess Bubblegum eventually becomes 18 again, and lemon grab is quickly disposed of.